All right. I guess I'm live. It's been a minute. Oh, sorry about moving all that. Trying to get the mic a little bit closer. All right. So, welcome back to another episode of The Plug. This is not your typical um, episode that I normally do. Uh, I'm going to be quite honest with you. Haven't really been doing much. I've kind of been not necessarily taking a break. Hey, what's up, Kyle? I don't know if I would say that I'm necessarily taking a break because I'm not doing anything. Um, I just kind of been uh, I just kind of been doing some other stuff on a different platform, and and it's totally different than what I'm normally used to doing. Um, I know it's been a little bit confusing on my channel because lately you guys have been seeing. Hold on, let me see. I've got Sam, thanks for coming in. Marco, thank you for coming in. Um, hey David. Uh it's been I'm kind of in I'm hemming and humming a lot because I don't know how to describe this. Hey Lori, thanks for dropping in. Um I'm in a transition, I guess you could say that. I'm trying to do something different that I haven't really seen other than Jose from Joy of Fish Keeping really do. And and that is it's been a lot more challenging than I was thinking it was going to be. Well, no, I kind of knew. That's why initially when my channel started, it was supposed to be like a bilingual channel where I was going to do content in English and Spanish. Um, but for some reason, still haven't gotten a footing here on YouTube for some of the Spanish content. Um, a lot. I've gotten a lot more traction doing it on a different platform. Beto, thank you for coming in. And that's been doing good, but I'm I'm still gonna post stuff here. I've been doing. It seems like I can do a lot more of the beginner stuff. Hey Kimco, uh, I can do more like videos for beginners because I'm doing them in Spanish, and it serves like a different part of the community. I don't. If you guys have been following me for a while, I really don't do a lot of the beginner stuff here when I'm doing content in English, just because there's so many other content creators that are really, really good at what we do, and some of their videos are just better quality videos when it comes to doing stuff for beginner stuff. Like one of the ones that I really, really admire for the stuff that they do was obviously Aquafunk. Aquafunk, I think, is ideal for anybody that is a beginner and looking for beginner information. He's always said, sorry about that. I should have cleaned up. You can tell this is all like last minute that I was doing this. I was just kind of today is my first day off. Well, technically I worked. Um, I worked today, and but I was working nights. I just got up, and I was sitting in the living room, and I'm going, you know what? I haven't done anything really on my channel, and I've kind of been neglecting it and neglecting you guys. I have put out a couple of videos. Uh, I tried an experimental stuff. I'm really finding out that it's like hit or miss with some of the stuff that you do. Hey Jeff, thanks for coming in, man. Um, I also kind of wanted to go on because just I was trying to find something to watch. Um, while on YouTube, but there's nobody really going live right now. Not until later on this afternoon. So I figured, what the hell? I haven't been around for very much. I figured I'd come on. Um, I didn't know really. I didn't feel like necessarily doing like a regular live stream because I really didn't have anything. Well, I felt like I really didn't have much to talk about. I might have to rechange the title on this one because I'm rambling more than anything else. But anyways, I've been toying around with doing some content in Spanish. That's been going pretty good. Uh, Not necessarily here on YouTube. It's weird. I don't know what it is. and I know there's a big, Spanish speaking community because I've seen it, but I just the way I guess my algorithm's set up, it doesn't really it gets all confused right now. It doesn't know what to do. It knows that it's in the fish genre, but it doesn't know who to send it out to. So it is a mess, but that's okay. I mean, I guess eventually it'll figure it out. Um, but but anyways, that's what's kind of been going on with me. I know Funk and I have been talking, and I guess on Monday I still have to put it posted. I'd be It's been hit and miss on my videos to begin with. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of in a rut, to be honest with you guys. I'm in a rut because I've I don't know what it is. I don't have any. I've been trying to come up with ideas to do videos on because I haven't done a video in a very long time. The last one I did was on that terrarium, which I really enjoy and I'm having fun with it, but it's doing horrible because it's not fish related. Maybe try a second channel, Mexicali Fish Keeper. uh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't really care for that aspect of it. It doesn't bother me. It's just I just want to make sure that you guys don't feel like I've abandoned you guys or anything like that. Hey, Greg, how's it going, man? And like, what's up with that? Thanks for housekeeping there for me, Greg. Uh, so it's just it is what it is. I mean, it's I'm the whole thing is trying to figure out what trying to figure out in English just a topic or a video that I could do. It's been a little bit more challenging because there's nothing really new going on. Um, as you guys can see, this is it's kind of looks the same thing as the last time I ever did it. I did an update video. I haven't really added any more tanks. I've actually gotten rid of more tanks. And it's not so much that that I'm not enjoying this. On the contrary, I just kind of will sit here more than I used to and just kind of enjoy my tanks. That's kind of the whole idea of having these tanks. But anyways, that was a long way of going about saying that um I kind of been absent. I haven't really been I've popped in here and there on some of the live streams and will still, be around, but honestly, it's the the stuff on TikTok that I've been doing has been a lot more time consuming. I've been doing something that doesn't work on TikTok, supposedly, and I've actually been doing full length videos. I am totally breaking the pattern of what you're supposed to do on TikTok, but I'm finding that it's at least reaching the right people. Uh, uh, I've been doing a lot of the stuff down there. A lot of it's been in Spanish, and you go to the live streams, and there's a lot of like beginner questions that come up, and so that's kind of giving me an opportunity to create a sort of content that I haven't really done here. It's like, what am I going to teach you guys? You guys, know um, about as much as I do, if not more. Um, More likely more. So for me to sit here and try to do a video on water changes, it's kind of like I'm preaching to the choir. You guys all understand it. You know how to go about them. Whereas in TikTok, um, that hasn't really been the case. It there seems to be a big community that are still either getting into it or trying to find out or what's going on. And hey, Uncle Smiley, thanks for being Renee. Thanks for coming in, man. Um, June, thanks for dropping in. And and it's kind of giving me that opportunity to go and make these videos that are like very beginning. The last one I did was on my philosophy of water changing. Um, and I don't mean about not doing water changing because a lot of people have asked, I'm definitely gonna change the name of this live stream. It's not gonna necessarily be a plug. I was thinking of doing a plug, just because I couldn't come up with anything else to do. And it's everything but the plug. And to be honest with you, to be very especially fair to these channels, these are all channels that I came across, um, but I really haven't done my deep dive in so that I can give you some insight as to what these channels are and what they're doing. So my apologies to you guys if you guys came in here because I was going to talk about new channels and I haven't. Um, I don't know. I'm just kind of ranting, I guess. Uh, I have there's more than three, but at least the three that I put links to are ones that I was actually going back and watching, and I can actually tell you a little bit about them. So maybe this is just a three channel plug, and the rest of it is just a rant from my part. Like I said, this is not an ordinary um, plug situation. Uh, just because I don't know if it's the time of the year or whatever, but I've kind of hit a rut and I wasn't really doing much. Hey, Jody, Steve, what's up, man? Thanks for coming in. And I just, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been kind of enjoying not having to really think too much about what I'm gonna do and just be able to go live on TikTok and do it in Spanish and just kind of answer some basic questions. I don't seem to find that very much. Hey, Scotty, um, I don't seem to get a lot of that stuff here. I know I've even told Funk I think that he would do really well if he were to start doing what he's been always wanted to do, which his whole thing has always been trying to help beginner Aquarius. That's always been his goal. Me, I don't have a clue as to what my goal is or what I've been doing. I guess if you had to describe my channel was just to try to kind of grow the community because as far as contributing like knowledge and stuff like that, all of you guys know way more than I do. Hey, Craig, and you know, I can't hold a candle to you guys' knowledge and information that you have. I'm just happy that you guys let me hang out with you guys. And but it's been interesting because it's kind of the opposite now that I've been on TikTok, especially doing some of the Spanish stuff, that there's a lot of people that are have a lot of questions. And like I was saying, this last video that I posted up there was just talking um, about water changes, and it's not. The thing is, a lot of people are. I see this question come up a lot in the live streams, and especially in the Spanish speaking language live streams, where they're asking how often should I do water changes, and I guess there's the default answer to all of this, which is like every week do 20%. But my whole thing is like I want to know why. Why do I have to do that every week? So I was kind of like, hey Ella, Night Owl, thanks for being here. And I'm sorry, this is not going to be a plug. I need to change that. I should have just put that I was going live, because I just kind of been ranting about a bunch of stuff and haven't really done the plug. I think in the name of doing justice to these channels and not just kind of throwing it at the last minute and doing that, I think I really need to change this and do my normal plug thing instead of just this is more of a pop-up, and I'm sorry um that that it's showing up as a plug. I'm gonna have to re do the thumbnail and the title for this. And if you're coming in for the plug, I'll do one. Yeah, I guess I could do one tomorrow. Do it correctly and redo this one, number 23, with add some of the other channels. Uh, God, why am I stammering so much? I'm not really doing. Yeah, it's kind of unplugged. It's really what it is. I was just sitting in the living room watching. I started watching Ted Lasso. Uh, I hardly watch TV, so I'm trying to catch up on a lot of shows that I've people have recommended to me. Right now, my wife is watching Slow Horses. We just recently got an account with Apple TV, so these are all Apple TV series, and I've heard about it, and I've kind of been enjoying some of these. And but I was sitting there, I was like, "Well, this is not very productive," and I haven't really done anything on my channel like I normally do. Uh, what is it? George Unplugged? Yeah, it's it's not supposed to. It was supposed to be an episode of the plug. If you look at the description, I only had 3 channels descriptions in there. Um, but but and I was gonna try to. I have a, I. s- You know what it is? I have a big list, but I haven't even dedicated any time to this. Hey, Barbara, um, that I wouldn't be able to tell you. I was trying to see if these channels were still active, and the first 3 that I put on there have actually increased their activity from when I first found them. So, a little in Spanish, it's really hard to explain. I was trying to say like a trash can in a house. If a lot of people faster. Yeah, exactly. And it's been kind of interesting because even though you can still do content for beginners here, I just feel funny doing it here because I feel like I'm talking to you guys and you guys are like, "Yeah, we know that." And that's very, elementary stuff. Most of you guys are avid hobbyists and been doing this for much longer than I have. So, now that I found that opportunity, it's a new venture for me, and I've kind of been enjoying it, to be honest. And it's interesting because you don't typically see long form videos on TikTok, although I have come across, but they break them up in parts. I thought I was gonna have to, I thought I was gonna have to do that, but for some reason, it's, letting me upload the entire video like if I was doing it here. The only difference between those videos is these are horizontal on YouTube for the most part, and I've been having to record them vertically, um, for YouTube, although I'm finding out that it allows you to turn your phone sideways and you can actually do horizontal videos and they're full length. So I don't know if it's interesting to see the changes. Hey Sal, thanks for coming in. Um watch House of Dragons. Okay. You know what? I watched sidetracked. I watched the Game of Thrones and it was good until the last season. I hated the last couple of seasons because um, they did a lousy job of wrapping it up, and I thought it was, hello to you all, everyone in the chat, can't stay, way to watch the replay. Yeah, I'm gonna change the thumbnail and title on this, Audra, because it has not become a plug, and that's kinda misleading, and it's not gonna be fair to the channels that I kinda put out there. As a matter of fact, I don't know, I'll do it after this live stream, um, but I do apologize for that. Hey, Roxy, Cheryl, thanks for coming in. Yeah, it's kind of become, as Jeff mentioned it, it's kind of become Mexicali Unplugged and not necessarily the plug. Uh, Shiva's Shy Savage Cichlets. Hey, what's up, my man? Thanks for dropping in. Um, yeah, this is not in Spanish today. I was just kind of explaining that it's I'm in a precarious situation where um I've found that I can do like a lot of um a lot of beginner stuff if I do it in Spanish, but it's really hitting a wall because it doesn't know where to send it. But I think what happens is they'll just become like evergreen videos that'll sit on my channel, and if somebody wants to watch it, they can watch it. But like I said, I was able to do a video on filtration, talking about the different types of filtration, and I guess they're really videos on they're not there is no black and white answers when it comes to this hobby. There isn't that one size fits all um answer. And so what I've been doing is I've kind of been giving you my take on those, but in Spanish, and and just kind of sharing. As a matter of fact, I think I did do a video on the filtration on which type was better, and it's my same philosophy that I've always said, that it all depends on your application when it comes to filtration. What terrarium doing? The terrarium is doing good, um, because it's such a big container. It's a 10-gallon aquarium, and what was I was reading Ella's comment and I got sidetracked. Oh, and there's only like I think 10 isopods came in this little tray. Yeah, it was a little 10 count from PetSmart, and it's like varied. I think Nick and his Discord group were able to help me identify. I think they said they were like powdered orange, and I think there is like a milk cow, I think they're called. This It's kind of cool because it's kind of sent me down this rabbit hole um of something different that's keeping me entertained. If you were to open up my algorithm right now on YouTube, it's nothing but isopod stuff. And I'm kind of enjoying it. It's something different. Something I mean, it's still in a glass box, but it's I don't have to put water and I don't have to do water changes. So right now the colony is just kind of adapting itself to that new environment. I think I added some springtails. Wow, I bought a box of springtails, but I don't know how my eyesight is not what it used to be. Bugs. Oh my. Yeah, June. I'm messing. My wife does not know that I have this terrarium set up in here with what she's gonna call roaches. Yeah, the Tang isopods. They're like little orange. They're cool. I mean, I remember playing around with the roly polies, but they were like the gray, the the dark gray ones. And now I'm finding out that there's so many different colors and so many different variants that I'm fascinated. I'm just it's now I laugh because I kind of understand Nick from In My Tanks, his obsession with isopods. They're kind of cool. They're easy. Our icky scud rule scuds are the icky scud rules. Okay. Well, luckily I don't have anything else in there. I was trying to convince my wife to let me get frogs, but I guess she doesn't really like a lot of those uh, reptiles and stuff. Well, uh, I don't know, but she was like, "No, you're crazy." So as it's back to the drawing board, I have to figure out something I'm going to be able to keep. I have some of the zebra isopods. About the little bug barn for them. Nice. Yeah, there's just so many variations and colors, and Scuds can kick my what. They eat all my plants. Uh, Supposedly these guys won't eat the plants if you have enough decomposing material in there, and it's just leaf litter. That's the key thing that keeps coming up um, from the videos that I keep watching, and understanding. I mean, I guess the fail safe method is you got to give them a sort of what they call a dry spot and a humidity spot or a wet spot, and they'll figure it out. Don't disagree, Barb. When I first found out your channel, some of the TG most interesting ones were like the duckweed jello. Oh, okay. And the undergravel setup. Yeah. Well, speaking of which, I need to go do 3.0 on that and see if I can get it to work. Hey, Steven. Yeah, if you're coming into this, I have some isopods in my tanks. While back, didn't even put them in there. Oh yeah, they came out of nowhere. Yeah, that's how I discovered in my tanks was I had no idea there was aquatic isopods. And when I saw that, I was like, what? It was something new for me. So I went down that rabbit hole on his channel. Are you going to mod say, oh, that's right. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff, for reminding me. I'm over here just babbling away and not really paying attention. Let me go in here, turn down the commercial volume. Let's see. There he is. All right. And let's do that. And where? Oh, that's not what I wanted. I backed out way too far. So now go in there, make him a mod. Yeah, Shy, what happens is I tend to moderate everybody on my channel just because it'll give you access to view other people that are in the chat. You can go check out their channels if you're curious. And and if you like what they're doing, you can sub to them. Again, this is just something that I do to try to kind of help grow the community grow a little bit more. It's not my original idea. This is an idea I took from Father Fish, from when I used to watch his live streams, and I thought that was something that was really cool. So I've kind of adapted that to my live streams, where it just I find it very useful for me to find new channels to me, and I just figured if I enjoy it, some of you guys might, and that's why I do that. So yeah, no problem, man, no problem. Uh, yeah, what the whole thing with those isopods, I just kind of been fascinated, and they're pretty easy to keep from what I'm gathering. I'll find out how this colony does. My only concern is temperature, because I am not heating the garage yet, and I don't know. I actually need to find out how low in temperature these guys can go. Although inside the terrarium right now it's 72 degrees, and I think that's still within their parameters. They might go a little bit dormant, but worst case scenario, I'll just put a light. Um, that's the cool thing about them. I can put a little spotlight on top. Hey, Bam, ¿cómo estás? Gracias por estar aquí, amigo. Ahora va a ser en inglés el live stream. But yeah, it's just he's the one. Bam Fish is the one that did a live stream where he was well, he put out a video about setting up terrariums and all that stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna set one up. I have the tanks, I had the room, and I was looking to order them online, but that day I had to go drop off some stuff for my wife at work, and the PetSmart's right next to it. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go in here out of curiosity and see what they have, not knowing that they sold isopod and springtails. That's where those little containers are from. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna grab these because I don't know what I'm doing. If I do things incorrectly and for some reason um I end up you know not having success with them, well, at least it was something here local. Per Google, isopod Tang isopods like 70 to 80. Okay, thank you, Boxy. So that means I do need to start. They're at the bottom end of that. So I'll definitely put a little light that'll create some heat, and and that way they'll be fine. They're up on the higher rack, so excuse me. So the obviously right now the hotter air is in the at the top. Hey Nick, how's it going? Hey, I appreciate being your number one watch time or consumption of 2025. Thank you. No, I'm sorry that you're not going to get all that time back, but thank you. And so that's kind of I've been kind of playing around with that. I have this 90 gallon hexagon. I love that tank, but I'm afraid to put fish in it because I didn't have very good success with the 150 acrylic that I had when it came to doing the maintenance on it. Um, I ended up it became very difficult to try to reach in and scrape algae off the the acrylic. And this being a hexagon, even if I use an algae scraper, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. So that's the only reason why I haven't put water in it. I was thinking that I could do salt water, but then I was told that there's like a I don't know what it's like it's not an algae. I don't think it's an algae, but there's like white crystals that'll and I don't they told me what it was. I don't it's not it's like a it's kind of like the equivalent of algae for us, and it's real hard to scrape off, and usually when you get it on acrylics, you end up really scratching the hell out of them. Hey, Jose. And, so I don't wanna do that because this tank is pristine. So that tank, that's when I tested the waters, and I told my wife, I said, "Hey," I was showing her pictures of, the red eye I think it's red eye frogs or red eye tree frogs, and I love them because they have a lot of different colors on them. But she was like, "Nope." She wasn't having it. Got a next stop. Uh, all the best, everyone. Alright. Thank you, Sal. Uh, and she was like, "No, why are you looking at that?" I said, "Well, I kinda told her what I wanted to do," and she goes, "No, you're crazy." So that was kinda shut out. Put a whole big school of nano yeah, I would. It's not the stocking that I'm concerned about. It's just being able to do the maintenance on it because eventually it's gonna get algae on the surface of that acrylic, and my thing is, how am I gonna clean it? Um because I all my tanks at some point or another get that green spot algae on them. Yeah, it's not salt creep, David. It's, I just got 2 fire belly toads. Yeah, I saw those. Well, I thought you were showing a video where you were putting those in there or you were talking about them. Uh, it's like a coral something, coral line. I think it's what, Funk was telling me what it was called. Hey, Chuck, how's it going, man? Um And he goes, "Dude, if you do that, it's good. You're gonna hate it because it really sticks to the surface of whatever it is you're looking." Ben always looks like a free fish tank. Ben always looking for oh, is he here? I didn't see him. Did I miss him? He can come and get all the ones that I have. I got a bunch of tanks that are just sitting on the floor. He I'd be more than happy to give it to him. A couple of Bristol nose plecos. Yeah, I think that's eventually what I'm gonna end up doing, but I definitely do want okay, if I set that one up, my ideal setup for that 90-gallon tank, it's it's a vertical tank, so it doesn't have a big, footprint as it is tall, but I think I wanna do, like, a few different tetras, in there. Um, I like the green fire tetras, although they're harder to come by. Sometimes they're not always in stock. Love, love, love the Von reels. It's a little bit more of a medium size tetra. It kind of looks like a skirt tetra, but they're half orange and sometimes blue or blue grayish or silverish. I don't know. And I like those. He's in India. It's okay if he really wants them. I mean, he's asking for them. He could have it. He's just got to come and get it. And I wanna do a good colony of those, and what other I like the Ember Tetras, that would be really cool if I can do that, and I think with 3 humongous colonies of those, and then for my centerpiece fish, it would be like a dwarf cichlid. I don't know if it would be some sort of a ram or some epistles. Um, I just don't have access anywhere here locally unless I go to San Diego to really find any decent pistols. But that would be like my ultimate setup for that. And then it would be a real simple skate. The whole idea is that this tank, I would want it to be a 360 view tank. So it's going to be strictly biological filtration. I might put a little wave maker just to get a current going around. Excuse me. And I just want to do like a. I'm gonna put it in the middle, and it's probably be like a potting plant. And all I'm gonna do is just put Val in it because it's gonna grow as tall. It'll grow really tall on that aquarium, and it'll be right in the middle, so the fish all swim around it. And that's kind of the ideal setup that I have for that. Maybe some uh either some, I guess, Anubius is at the bottom, or some Buse. I don't know which of the two. Um, to cover up the flower pot and some rocks and stuff like that at the bottom. But that would be pretty much it. Uh, Maybe for the bottom, I'll definitely put a couple of bristlenose in there. I do have some long fin um, albino bristlenose that I have in a 55 that I never see, and I think that tank would do great for them. Just the flowy fins on them. I think they would do really good in that aquarium. And for Corey's, I don't know. I either some like orange laser or something like that. Some a color for Corey, or anything other than albino, because that's what I have. I bred a bunch of albinos, and that's all I have. I would definitely like to have something else look in there. Corkscrew crips would look good. They grow tall and thin. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look at that. I don't know if I'm familiar with that plant. I know there's the Apanagitan. I think that's what it's called. That kind of has a real wrinkly, skinny leaves. That would also look pretty good. Um, but so yeah, that I think that would be the reason. If I do the valve, it would definitely have to be in a container just to keep it contained. Pygmy cories could be, yeah, but they would be real small compared for that 90-gallon tank. Orange Venezuela cories, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Those are like dark body with orange, right? If I'm not mistaken, because there's one that's like green with orange, and I think those are the green lasers. And but definitely orange Venezuela cories are pretty and very attractive. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I would definitely do something like that just to give it some life and color in the bottom. And that would be it. I mean, not definitely the green fires, the green fires and the Von Reels would definitely be the two main tetras. The third tetra colony in there, you know, I I really like neons. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like neons, except finding healthy neons is a challenge. Um, I guess I could do cardinals, because they do have the same resemblance, and I just want what I want is a pop of color. I just want the fish to be very colorful, uh, because that's I love that. I love that. I've always wanted to set up that, like that one up there. I've been playing with the idea of making it a platy tank and having all sorts of different just platies. That's it. Nothing but platies. Um, but I haven't found a good stock, I guess. That's all it is. Neons and cardinals are always a great choice. I know, and and some people would say, "Ah, that's just boring," but I don't care. It's for me. I'm the one that's going to enjoy it, and it sits right in front of me. If I turn the camera around, you could see that tank, and I think that's exactly where I would put it. Although it would be very difficult for me to live stream because I'm going to get distracted. I get distracted as it is enough. I don't need to have a tank that's set up like that to distract me any more than it would already do. Barbs, I have that 75-gallon tank that used to be the one where I had my electric blue Acaras a while back. Um, That one I want to make it a barb tank. I have two rose line barbs, three rose line barbs in there. I do have some golden barbs, some checker barbs. I'm really liking those fish. The golden barbs, I didn't realize how big they get. They're almost as big as the Buenos Aires. I need to get rid of the Buenos Aires. That colony is down. Um, it's starting to dwindle down just because they're aging out. But I do have a few straggling tiger barbs in there. So yeah, that's kind of unofficially become the default barb tank. And I'll scoop up all the coolie loaches that I have and also put them in that tank. So it'll be like a barb, and I do have a gourami. So I guess that would be like a Asian theme, I guess, or I don't know, something like that for that tank. And once I get rid of the blue Colombian tetras are nice. Yeah, I have a couple in there. Um, there's just so many tetras though to pick from. I love the the lemon tetras that are in the aquarium for at the Children's Museum. Those were used to be my favorite ones too in there. Uh, what else? The candy canes, I've seen those. Yeah, those are nice too. There's also the new trendy tetras, but it's just they're too expensive. Indoor fishing inside. Thanks for dropping in. Hey, Sean, thanks for coming in, man. Yes, at aquarium thought. Let's see. What did he say? A full army of pygmy cories. Yeah, yeah. Those would probably do better in that with the platies. Sorry, I forgot the science name. Cryptocorin spiralis. Okay. Do I have some of that? I think I have some of that. I think I have some of that in the Limia tank, as a matter of fact. But yeah, it is a long leaf. I do have some. Oh, that's right. I'm growing out this whole cork valve. Maybe I can do that instead of the regular valve. I don't know. I luckily I do have I have a quite a bit of selection of plants where I can pick from and be able to do that. But I just want to the planting. I want to keep it simple. For a minute there, I was thinking of doing like a piece of driftwood that came out of the top of this aquarium and just gluing a bunch of like Java fern and stuff like that. But I can't grow Java fern unless I air condition the the garage because it'll do fine this time of the year. It'll grow like crazy, but comes the summer when it gets hot in here, that stuff will die. I haven't. That's the only reason you don't see any jungle veil in my tanks is because it might I run too hot in the summer, and it always happens. It'll that and Java moss. I always forget that I have Java moss in my tanks because this time of the year, all of a sudden it starts growing, and I'll have a good little clump, and then come early summer, late spring, it starts dying out. It starts browning out. It's the same thing that happens with the Java fern for me. But because I was thinking, if I do like some Anubiuses, uh, what is it? The one with the big leaf is the coin. I'm terrible with the names, but I was looking at that, but I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking more of stuff that I already have. Question: if I put a new sponge filter in a cycled tank with no air, will bacteria grow in the new sponge? That's how I keep mine. I have all mine in the koi pond, in the goldfish pond, and the beneficial bacteria will find surfaces, and it'll the barterite. Yeah, there's a barterite, and the other one sounds like confetti, but it's not confetti. It has the bigger round leaves, and I was thinking about just gluing a bunch of those, but I would have to order that stuff and and buy it. And I just like what I have on hand because if I need more, I just go to my tanks and grab it. I got plenty to pick from there. That right there. That hydrophilia was also I could also put that in the middle and just let it grow crazy all the way up. Anubias grows good for me. It does okay. It in the summer it survives, and in the winter it thrives. So my Anubias will do good this time of the year, and in the summer it just it kind of goes. Although it's supposed to like warmer temperatures, but there's warmer and then there's uh insanely hot like mine. But yeah, it's just it'll it'll if I might end up just doing that and hope for the best. I do need it. I have a couple of algae scrapers. I have a real big one, which I think is too strong, and that'll scratch the acrylic real bad. I've been seeing these little round ones that they have on Amazon, and I think that would probably be the best or the ideal one to have on here, and just have to every day or on a more regular basis than what I normally do, and just go in there and swipe that acrylic so that it doesn't get some of that algae. Don't give it time to really settle in there. And Java Fern dies for me too hot in the summer. Yeah, that's kind of the issue I have, and I even asked Steven about that, and he said that the heat just reduces yes a little bit, yes, which bottlenecks growth. Okay, I think he was telling me too that my temperatures are probably way out of the range for that stuff, and that's the other thing. I don't run CO2, and come to find out, Java Fern really likes CO2, and ideally you should grow it in CO2. That's why he has a thing with people calling it a beginner plant, and I get it because I don't think it's a beginner plant either. I think it's you have to have some experience to be able to grow that stuff. Some people just they have the right water conditions, and that stuff loves it, and it just grows and grows and grows. Not for me. That, and I don't do a lot of water movement, which is also detrimental to the well being of that plant. There's just a lot of things that go against me having success with them. If I did some alterations and some things that I know that would benefit it, I would have better luck with it. But I like keeping things simple. Really, I don't like to overcomplicate. Not that that's running CO2 is really complicated. Yeah, without CO2, I know it can be done. I think for me the biggest thing is just it just gets way too hot. My tanks get up into 88, 92 range in the summer, and that's all summer long. And summer for us usually starts like towards the end of those temperatures in my aquarium um will start around when do we start getting consistently in the hundreds? Yeah, I think like mid June, second week of June, we're consistently over 100, 110, 100 and something, and then it just stays in that range. My aquariums run between 88 and 92 in the summer. That's what they run. Um, yeah, it is hot, um, but I so far what I have has either I've always said that the reason I think my fish make it now, that doesn't mean that I am not hurting them in the long run because I'm basically running them in overdrive when it gets that hot. Their metabolism is just going 100 miles an hour. So for me, a fish that has a normal life expectancy of say maybe 5 years, I'll be lucky if I get two or three out of them, just because they're running so hard. To be clear, I'm talking about natural CO2, not injected CO2. Every aquarium has CO2, else no plants would grow. Yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, no, it's like I said. I think the biggest issue with me is the heat, and like Steven was saying, once it gets too hot, it really makes it hard. It really makes it hard for that CO2 to stay stable. So, although I've noticed that there's some plants that do tend to thrive, um, oddly enough, in the warmer the warmer weather. So, go figure. Well, like I said, I had come on here originally to do the plug, and I did everything but the plug. It's okay though, because I only had 3 channels of the entire list um, that I was going to talk about, and I was just going back because it's been so long since I've even looked at these channels that I was trying to make sure that some of these guys were still up and running. And but the first three that I came across, yeah, they've been active as of the last week. They've been posting videos. So probably what I'll do tomorrow, I'll finish doing this correctly. I'm obviously going to change the title of this live stream. Uh, I think I'm gonna steal Jeff's idea and call it Mexicali Unplugged, just because I didn't do anything but rant up here. Uh, Guppy Grass, Hornwort, Val, won't mind the heat. Yeah, Val is the one that I find. Well, as a reason, it became my favorite plant for a while because that's all that would grow in my aquariums. You go back and look at some of my old videos, every single tank was just a full wall of jungle val. Um, but oh man, that long, over 2 years, Jeff. Thank you, I appreciate that, man. And yeah, Mexicali Unplugged. I guess so. I don't think there'll be too many of those because I don't normally come up here and just kind of rant. I'm not very good at that. Uh, I always admire people that can come up and do this thing solo. I like having a guest on and being able to bounce off conversation between me and the guest. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to really talk about. I'm not gone. I'm still around. I apologize if you've been getting a lot of videos in Spanish. I'm trying to build up a little library of that stuff. I'm trying to find the balance between doing content in Spanish and doing content in English. I tried that crazy one, which is the doing the Spanish and English, just because I'm too freaking lazy to go back and do voiceovers. Um, and somebody said it sounded like I had a echo because I would say it in one language and then it would be like an echo in a different language. Thank you, Jose. 11 months. Damn, appreciate it. Uh, and so I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't like echoes, so I don't know if I'll do that again. I think what'll happen is I'll do a lot more like the beginner stuff or beginner videos. Probably I'll do those in Spanish just because I don't. At least I haven't come across a lot of those videos on my feed, and I'll do those, and then I'll just if I have any new projects or anything that I'm working on, like when I was building that terrarium, I'll just do those in English. And hopefully now with the advent of that auto dubbing that they call it, if you really want to watch the video and it's in a different language, then hopefully you'll be able to do that. Translations though are are still not quite there. I mean, but they're enough. Oh, okay, yeah, it was Jose that said that. That it felt like an echo. Uh, eh, but there's enough of the information to kind of get a gist as to what is being said. Because I know I've watched some videos, but it's just the voices though. The voices they use are the ones that turn me off a lot of the times or make it a little bit harder to watch. I know I was talking with somebody, or I think it was with David on his live stream, where I wouldn't be surprised in maybe a couple of years they'll be able to take the sound of my voice and be able to be able to dub it in all the other different languages. Um, I know they're going to be able to do that with AI. It's going to be able to take my the sound of my voice and be able to put it in any language. And I know that's coming down the pike. That'll be, and it's going to be a lot sooner than we expect. Somebody was saying that they were already doing that. But yeah, that'll once that happens, I guess it won't seem as awkward for people that watch my videos per se in English and you hear it and it gets translated in Spanish. It'll be that's really a thing. Oh, that is a thing. Okay, I figured it would because they if they can take your own image, it's supposed to be out on YouTube. Oh, okay. Huh, go figure. Auto dubbing in your own voice. Nice. Is there a big Spanish speaking in the hobby? Yes. Yes. Not so much. You see, the thing with most of us here in the States, we speak both languages. A lot of us were are or at least understand English enough that you can get by with watching the videos. Where I've come across the big Spanish speaking community has been on TikTok of all things. There's a humongous. I mean, as big as we see it here on YouTube, that's the English speaking. It's probably twice as big in TikTok, where the Spanish is. We'll automate it one day, I'm sure. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Especially any of us that have been on YouTube for any prolonged amount of time. There's enough there's enough audio clips of us where they can take our inflections and all that and just convert it over. Um, I mean, it's if they do it with in English, where they'll take stuff that you never said, not us because we're not celebrities, but they'll take celebrities. Look at all these ads that are run that are AI, where it's the image of the person, the voice of the person, but they never really did that video or they never did that advertisement. They're doing that already. I am second language illiterate. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some of that. Um, and it's just it shouldn't be hard for us that are doing stuff in both languages. In Louisiana, we get the French in elementary. Yeah, well, it used to be a French colony for the longest time. That's why a lot of the names are in French. Mm. But well, I don't know what else to talk about. I've kind of I've kind of run my course. I just kind of wanted to make sure that you guys know that I'm still around, sort of. And in Europe, the hobby is far larger in German and Poland, so AI translates it. It's useful to understand. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Especially, I figured Germany because there's so many variants that come out of there. And then where is the other place that they import a lot of high quality fish? Uh, that is in shoot. It used to be part of the former Soviet Union, one of those countries. I can't remember right now. Is it Poland? No, the Czech Republic. That's what it was. And so I know it's got to be huge down there. It's just interesting. P is definitely a French surname. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna jump out of here. Yeah, Czech Republic. Uh, Monday, and I'll put the thumbnail out. Funk and I will be going. He said in the morning, so I'm figuring probably 9 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Standard Time, and 11 o'clock Eastern Time. So if you guys fall in there in between, um, just know that we'll be on. I know shops that can. that try to only order fish from breeders in the Czech Republic. Well, I know that the stuff that comes in, the quality stuff that's coming in here to the United States, is coming from those countries. So I feel like some of the Spanish viewers either don't know much at all or know a lot and tend to be judgy, especially with Spanish grammar. Um, it is if you're, well, they're just judgy. Period. That's what I'm finding out. I haven't. I don't know what it is about me, or maybe they just not don't tell me. But I've made some really good friends, especially from the Mexico City. You know, the city of Mexico. And one of the things is that people are brutal down there in the hobby. There's a lot of trolls, but they don't mess with me. They don't mess with me, and not that I want them to, but they kind of leave me alone, which is good. I'm very fortunate that way. And even here, even here in the U.S., some people get trolled a lot, and I don't get a lot of that stuff. I know what you mean. I don't mean to be, yeah. They're really, but I think a lot of it is because people get courageous um, behind a keyboard and anonymity. No, come on, you know the word. Spell it out. Just being anonymous, they can feel like they can say whatever they want because they figure they're never going to run into you. Red Dragon Angels, Mexicali, you need to get me some. You know what? Speaking of which, this is not like in concrete yet, but there's a high possibility that in April I might be going to Mexico City. So, Jeff, if I can find them down there and I can figure out a way to get them shipped to the border, I'll definitely get some and I'll send them to you. Yeah, it's like saying Steven. It reminded me of Finding Nemo when Nemo was trying to say anemone. I can't even say it myself. But yeah, that's how I felt right now. Yes, there's lovely people, but oh boy, have I met a few. Well, guys, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I need to correct this thumbnail on this and change out the thumbnail because it wasn't a plug. I will be doing a plug. I think tomorrow. I'll sit down this afternoon and do a proper plug of some channels. There are some new channels that have been referred to me. There's a young lady from Australia. She's doing some really cool stuff, reading some stuff. She's got a weird name. Something does Joe. What is it, Josie Do or something like that? I'm butchering her name right now. As a European in Mexico City in New Mexico in old Mexico. It's old Mexico, I guess, if you want to call it that, in the center of the capital of uh, of the country of Mexico. So if I don't see you guys again, enjoy the holidays, which I'm pretty sure I'll pop in here before Christmas and the end of the year. But thank you. I just want to say thank you guys for continually supporting me and for uh, just being here. I appreciate that so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm sure we'll meet at somebody's live stream at some point during the next couple of days. I do need to schedule some live streams. I need to bring on Aqualust. I need to tie that down with him. I want to be able to bring on. I don't think I have his name, but he's oh yeah, Johnny Pons, and I want to talk to him. He's been doing some pretty cool stuff, some live streams that he's been doing. So hopefully I can work a time and date with him. And I'm also have a friend of mine from Mexico that I'm going to do another one in Spanish, like I did with Bam Fish. So those will be some of the things that'll be coming down the pipe. And I'll see you guys there. You guys take care and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. See you guys.